Where does money go? When the economy slumps and incomes drop. To understand this logic, we first need to grasp the significance of money circulation. Continuing our miracle series on economic crises, let's use a straightforward example to make it easy to understand. Clearing up a common misconception. Before we dive into examples, it's important to correct a common misunderstanding many people have. Most people mistakenly believe that money is just a consumable. Imagine I earn $10,000 from my job. I take that $10,000 and buy a Xiaomi phone. Since I earned $10,000 and then spent $10,000 on the phone, I'm now left with no money. For an average household or individual, spending $8 out of every $10 leaves you with $2. The money you spend is considered consumption. It's used up. Looking at money from a macro perspective. However, this view is completely wrong when we look at it from a macroeconomic perspective instead of an individual one. Even if the money leaves your pocket, it still exists objectively. It just flows into someone else's pocket. A more complex example to illustrate money flow. Let's take a slightly more complex example. Dylan wants to buy a house, so he borrows $100,000 from the bank. The bank gives Dylan $100,000. Notice that when Dylan borrows money and the bank disperses it, that's when money is truly created. Next, Dylan uses his $100,000 to pay the developer for a house. To Dylan, spending $100,000 on the house means he has consumed that money. But from a macroeconomic view, that $100,000 has simply moved from Dylan's pocket to the developer's pocket. The developer takes that $100,000 and pays the government for the land. The government receives the $100,000 for the land and uses it to bid on a municipal project to repair an old road in the city center. The contractor working on the municipal project receives $100,000. After 2 months of construction, the road is repaired and the contractor pays himself $100,000 in wages. Meanwhile, Xiaomi is running a big sale, so these workers spend their $100,000 on Xiaomi phones. Now, that $100,000 is back in Xiaomi's hands. During the new year, because sales were outstanding, Xiaomi rewards its executive with a $100,000 year-end bonus. Naturally, this $100,000 is still the money Dylan initially spent. One of Xiaomi's executives, planning to buy a new car, uses the $100,000 bonus to purchase a Mercedes-Benz from a dealership. The dealership owner receives the $100,000 and feels that keeping it in the bank doesn't yield enough return, so he decides to buy a $100,000 house. The money flows back to the developer again. If you pay close attention, you'll notice that in our story, 7 instances of $100,000 appear. Except for Dylan's initial $10,000 loan, all other economic activities used this $10,000. This $10,000 generated $70,000 in GDP, and finally, this $10,000 was earned by the developer again. This is the magic of money as a currency. Although the entire economic cycle only involved $1 million, it brought continuous wealth to society. This $1 million was used to buy houses, purchase land, repair roads, pay wages, buy phones, and purchase luxury cars. If this continues indefinitely, it will endlessly create value. This is how money circulation works. Ideal money flow in the economy. In an ideal scenario, as long as money flows quickly enough during rapid economic growth, everyone who earns money immediately spends it. Maintaining a GDP of billions or trillions wouldn't require much money. However, in the process of money circulation, if someone earns money and doesn't spend it, the overall economy suffers. The money circulating in the market decreases, creating an illusion that money has disappeared. The real estate phenomenon in China. In our country, there's a phenomenon where as soon as people have money, they invest in real estate. Beyond its residential value, a house is also a financial asset. Therefore, house prices are never really affected by supply and demand. A major factor influencing prices is the return on investment. Simply put, no matter how high the house price is, as long as it's rising, there will always be a steady stream of buyers. But if house prices drop, people will panic and sell, much like the stock market. Houses are a crucial medium in economic cycles. In the past, anyone with money would invest it all in real estate. This money then flowed into various industries, promoting economic development. Nowadays, our definition of wealth has shifted from savings to the number of properties one owns. This change in perception has made real estate a significant part of our economy. People no longer save money. Instead, they buy houses when they have money. This money flows outward through the financial nature of real estate, keeping the social wealth machine running continuously. Reason for economic downturns. Business. People know that in some year, the consumer market suddenly crashes and everyone's money becomes scarce. Why does this happen? It's simple. When the real estate market is sluggish, people stop buying houses even if they have money. The liquidity of money is hindered. Since money isn't circulating, its ability to create wealth is significantly reduced, leading to a sudden shortage of money. Nowadays, many people frequently receive calls from banks asking if they want to borrow money or see numerous ads from financial institutions promoting loans. This clearly indicates that more and more people are hoarding cash, keeping their money in banks or financial institutions. In other words, their previous spending habits are shifting towards saving. Remember our earlier example with the $100,000? Only when it flows can it create unlimited wealth and value. Currently, many wealthy individuals aren't selling properties or spending much. This money can only be kept in savings. If $100,000 is placed in a bank and the bank can't lend it out, this stagnant $100,000 loses its value. More and more of these $100,000 deposits pile up in banks, while fewer people are borrowing money. Reduced liquidity leads to an economic downturn, and everyone's income decreases along with it. However, money remains abundant. In recent years, people have felt that as long as house prices rise, the economy will boom, because everyone spends money on buying houses, keeping money circulating quickly. Since people aren't saving, the result is that everyone has money to spend. But once house prices stabilize or slightly drop, it becomes very risky. Chinese people's habit of investing in real estate greatly stimulates economic growth. If house prices stabilize or slightly fall, it's better to push them down further, allowing people to feel more secure and continue investing in real estate to keep money flowing. Unless after real estate, a new financial medium quickly replaces it, people will keep saving instead of spending, and the economy will continue to lose momentum. Otherwise, the decline in house prices and the resulting impairment of money flow could affect the economy for a long time.